Hello and welcome back. As always, I am Morgan. Now, way back in the before times when I posted my original welcome video introducing myself to the world of YouTube, I promised periodic vlogs. Now, what I really had in mind there was more of hiking, featuring my dog and pointing out cool things I found on the trail and talking a little bit about the ecology of wherever I happen to be. And then also little projects outside in my yard or around the house or what have you. Today is not that video. A lot of that has to do with the current global situation going on at the moment, and also a little bit I am mad, so we're gonna chat about the broken registration system, at least in the University of California university system. I can't necessarily talk about other colleges and universities because I'm not attending any of those systems. At the moment, I'm currently trudging through the awful hellscape that is registering for the fall 2020 quarter. Now I am entering the final year before I get my degree, and all of that is lovely. However, this is a time when I should be able to take the classes that interest me, that fulfill the units I still need for my degree. A bit of background here. I am a biology major, and when I originally started my academic journey at my community college or junior college, whatever it's called where you are, essentially there are 2-year universities where you can go to get your general education credits before transferring to finish out your 4-year degree. The one I happened to attend, I was there for longer than the usual amount of time because I had changed my major at one point, and originally I was planning on going to a school out of state for their environmental biology program. So I took the classes that I was recommended to take based on their requirements for that program and what they were expecting me to have after I had talked to a counselor at the university I was attending and the university that I was planning on applying to. So I took a lot of very specialized intro courses in the biology world, like intro to zoology, intro to cellular and microbiology, intro to plant biology, that sort of thing. And the main theme in these classes that I took was that they would be more structured towards the degree program I was going to attend. I did not take Intro to Human Physiology because that would not have been relevant to the degree program I was planning on completing. Remember that. But life happened. I ended up purchasing a house out here with my mother, and I had to end up staying in California. Now, because of this, my entire plan on where to go was changed. Not only for my transfer to happen to the University of California that I am attending, I would have to take chemistry prior to transferring, which wasn't that big a deal. The reason I didn't have to take it for the other program was because chemistry was a required minor for the degree that I was after, so I was advised not to take any of the chemistry at my community college and take it all there so I could complete chemistry units and not have to take extra chemistry classes. But there was a problem when I finally did transfer, and that problem was that I did not take Intro to Human Physiology. At this moment, you might be thinking, oh, you didn't take Intro to Human Physio. For a biology major, that's a horrible thing. Well, not really, because biology is more than pre-med, but most universities in the country, their biology programs are heavily focused on pre-med. But I'm not interested in that, therefore I'm not interested in human physiology and human biology as much. But that wasn't a big problem to me. I'm like, whatever, I'll take Intro to Human Physio. This is where it gets absolutely ridiculous. So we had a family tragedy around the time that I had orientation at the school I'm going to, and around the time that the biology department was supposed to register. If you're a transfer student in the UC system, you do not register for your classes until a couple weeks before you start your classes. And this means for those of us coming in being considered third years or juniors or whatever you want to call us, most of our upper division classes that have very limited number of seats are already filled. So that first quarter at the university is essentially, for lack of a better term, bullshit classes that don't really mean anything. Now, for my case, I was lucky enough to still need a couple of breath requirements, so I took a breath requirement that was actually relevant and filled a unit that I needed, because for some reason, my cultural studies that I took at my community college didn't fill the requirement I needed there, because evidently world music is not cultural studies. However, at any other university, it usually is. But that's not the point here. That's a different rant. So I managed to get that class. I found out I needed to take a statistics class at my university, even though I had technically completed all the required statistics. For some reason, the biology department requires you to take statistics there. So I managed to get those classes. The problem comes when I was talking to my counselor, or academic advisor, as they call them at my school. She basically told me that it didn't matter how many intro-level bio classes I needed, I would not be able to start my upper division biology, because I did not finish what is called the Biology 5 series. So the Biology 5 series is basically all the intro courses shoved together into a 3-quarter sequence of classes. And I didn't really understand why they didn't consider that I had finished that series, since the first part, I could look at my degree audit and see, yeah, I've completed it. And looking at the description of these classes, all the classes I have taken technically fills all of them, except for a very small section of the B series. Now, first, let's tell you what all of these classes are. Bio 5A is essentially Introduction to Cells and Molecular Biology, which I literally took that course, so that one was signed off and not a problem. Bio 5B is Intro to Zoology, Intro to Plant Bio, and Intro to Human Physiology. However, it's just said essentially Intro to Physiology, which should have been fulfilled by my Intro to Zoology course, because a big portion of zoology is that physio portion. That Intro to Physio was what essentially made the university decide I hadn't taken any of the classes and all those units. So about 2 years worth of units at that point didn't count towards anything. And then Bio 5C, the last portion, is Intro to Evolution and Ecology, I guess. It's mostly just Intro to Evolution. And I guess Intro to Genetics, but they kind of pepper in genetics in the B class as well. But you don't really go any more in-depth than Mendelian genetics and mutations happen. And that's lumped in with the evolution part. So basically here, I asked my advisor, well, can I just challenge 5B and 5C? Now, for those of you that don't know, challenging essentially means that you can sort of take an exam, and if you pass the exam, you get the units for the course. And usually this isn't a big deal. It's this whole thing of challenging courses is basically set up so that when you get to your university, if for some reason a class that you've taken doesn't match up with one of their lower division classes, you can challenge, prove that you've taken the class, move on, get your degree, everyone's happy. What I was told was, oh, unfortunately, the biology department doesn't allow challenging of core classes. So even though I have taken 90% to be generous to the UC of that 5 series, I would have to go back and complete 5B and 5C. Okay, whatever. Couldn't get into either of those the first quarter, and I was also told that I would in fact have to take 5C, since if I only took 5B and they signed off on 5C with my other courses, it would be out of sequence. Whatever, I took them. And I filled out, to get into 5B, what is called an enrollment request form. And basically what this means is the enrollment system doesn't think I took 5A. So I had to get an override to then be enrolled in 5B and then in 5C as well. I was told that once I finished the 5 series, I would no longer have to fill out these forms really, other than for like my biochemistry class, which wasn't a big deal. So here we come. I'm registering now for some upper division coursework, and I've finished the 5 series a while ago at this point. I still have to fill out multiple enrollment requests every quarter now for pretty much every single one of my upper division classes. And to give you a little bit of perspective here, I'm attempting to enroll in an evolution class, a plant physiology class, an intro to paleontology class, and then my independent study for the honors program. I managed to get into the upper division paleontology class just fine, which seems a little weird when you think about it, because this class isn't even in the biology department. This class is in the earth sciences department, so like geology, physical sciences like that. But whatever, I got into this class because I've completed the required mathematics courses, and I don't remember what the other prereqs are, but whatever. A lot of biology majors take this class because it counts towards our upper division electives, basically. And I also want to take it because my faculty mentor happens to teach it. The problem here comes with I cannot register for my evolution or plant physiology class, despite the fact that I've completed every single one of their freaking prerequisites. And it's just frustrating because the plant physiology class technically only has 16 seats. When you get into your upper division classes, you end up taking classes that are very small, especially when you're at a school whose biology program is so heavily focused on the pre-med, but they also have an outstanding ecological biology and agricultural biology department as well. So the classes that are more geared towards the ecology and agriculture side tend to be smaller. Those are the classes that I want to take because that's what I'm interested in. I mentioned before, I'm not interested in pre-med. The idea of going to med school makes me feel physically ill because I'm so bored by that. But those of you who are pre-med, power to you. Those of you who are pre-med because you actually want to be pre-med and not because your parents want you to be, more power to you. I admire you. I am not you. I would rather go and do weird stuff in the swamp with the other bio weirdos. So I'm in the honors program, and this isn't really me trying to brag. It's just my reward for being in this program is priority enrollment, which means I get to enroll on day 1 in one of the very first time slots. I should be able to get into whatever freaking class I want, and extra stress. So those are my rewards here. The problem here is that because the registration system still thinks I haven't taken biology 5A, I have to fill out an enrollment request form for every single upper division biology class I take. And in case you've forgotten, I'm a biology major. So this means for 90% of the classes I'm taking, or really if you're going to be pedantic here, it's about 66% of the classes I'm taking this quarter, I have to fill out a priority enrollment request form. And this isn't a huge deal, I guess, if these classes are the massive lectures, like the evolution class that has a couple hundred seats in it, so I'm not really worried about the time it takes to process the form and get in. This is a problem when you look at the classes that I'm interested in taking, like the plant physiology class, that, okay, the lecture has 32 seats, but there's only one lab offered and the lab only has 16 seats. So in reality, the whole class only has 16 seats because you can't take the lecture without taking the lab. So if the lab only has 16 seats, the class only has 16 seats. This is a problem because these priority enrollment days should give me guaranteed that I will get into these small classes and be able to complete my degree in such a way that I feel fulfilled and I feel like I got the education I wanted, despite the fact that I didn't get to go to the university that I was originally planning to go to. Since I have to fill out these freaking enrollment request forms because the broken system still thinks that I haven't completed my lower division requirements, I'm now sitting in limbo waiting for the email back to tell me you can now enroll in these classes, to inform me that they have overridden those prerequisite errors that I'm getting. And this is so frustrating because from my understanding, talking to loved ones that go to or have completed their degrees at other universities, and my experience at my community college, because I've taken classes before that have a bunch of prerequisites, and what a logical system does is they would put the most recent prerequisite in a sequence as the prerequisite for the class. So for a little example here, my plant physiology class that I'm attempting to get into should list the intro to plant biology, I think was the name of the class I took at the UC, but it's listed as Bio 104. It should list Bio 104 as the prereq, and then the couple of maths and chemistry courses I think are also prereqs for the class, but that's less important because I've already taken them and I'm not getting errors for them. The issue here is that they don't just list Bio 104. They list Bio 5A, Bio 5B, Bio 5C as the classes that will give me this enrollment error every single time I try to enroll for class. And I don't understand, because guess what the prereqs for Bio 104 are? Bio 5A, Bio 5B, Bio 5C. So you would think that if you had a registration system or Bio 104 is one of the prereqs for the class, then guess what? If that class's prereqs are also A, B, and C, then maybe I freaking took A, B, and C if I've already taken freaking 104. But no, this registration system is so broken and so frustrating that because it thinks I haven't taken 5A, even though I've taken B, C, and 104 at this UC, it won't let me register for this class. Now, this is only really a problem if you're a transfer student or you didn't complete the entire Bio 5 series at the UC, which in general, these courses are freshman level courses. So as a junior, I had to take 2 freshman level courses in my core curriculum, which was very frustrating for me because it was 90% material that I already had completed. In 5C, I basically showed up to the lecture when I realized they weren't taking attendance for exams and still got an A. Like, I didn't need to be there. But that's not the point here, that's another rant. The point here is that I fail to understand why this registration system is so broken and so kind of biased against transfer students like myself, that I might miss out on a class that I was quite excited about taking when I was making my term plan for next quarter. And that's frustrating to me because the only other classes that I would be like pretty much guaranteed to get into at this point, if this 16-seat class does fill up in the days it takes them to process my stupid enrollment request forms, which by the way, I have to fill out an individual one for every single class. Other departments, one form if it's the same error for multiple classes. So the biology department, I've not necessarily had a good experience as a transfer student in it, but again, that is a completely tangential topic to this one. Basically, because I didn't complete the entire Bio 5 series at this school, I am being punished. And I might miss out on classes that I want to take, which is unfortunate because I only have 3 more quarters here, assuming I don't apply for some sort of graduate program at this school, which is honestly highly doubtful. At this point, I don't necessarily have plans to apply for graduate school. But it's frustrating because had I taken A, B, and C at this UC, I wouldn't have this problem every quarter. Or if I had taken the equivalent to the 5 series at my community college, which, let's back up here and remember that I didn't need to take the course that would have completed these 3 requirements at my community college, because when I originally set up my plan there, I wasn't going to attend this school. And according to their requirements to transfer in as a biology major, which is pretty difficult at universities like this one because my major is so impacted with pre-med students, I completed all their requirements, which should mean I finished the 5 series. So it's very frustrating on my part. But I don't understand why, if the registration system knows that I've taken these classes that 5A is a prerequisite for, why in the hell of all hells does it keep telling me I haven't finished my prereqs? Why can't this be fixed? Why have I been told numerous times that this will be fixed and I won't have to keep filling out these forms? And this is a problem that literally only transfer students in the biology program have. Because if you started as a freshman at this school as a biology major, you already took the 5 series, the entire 5 series at this school. This error, like, I understand that for some classes it's important and you might not have taken an obscure prerequisite or another upper div that would be the prerequisite for the upper div you're trying to take. That is not my point here. My point here is the way that they're labeling their prereqs is discriminatory towards transfer students. And I also have friends who are transfer students that did take classes that override this 5 series that have had to fill out the same form because the enrollment system doesn't think they took the 5 series. And it's very frustrating. Because if I go into my degree audit right now, I can even see the admin that signed off that I took 5A, but the degree audit system that tells us what units we've completed and what units we still need is not integrated with the registration system, and that is absolutely bonkers to me. I don't understand. But my point here is that this whole system is frustrating and it's discriminatory towards transfer students, and honestly, this entire department is frustrating in general if you are a transfer student. And this is just one of the reasons why, because what is the point of having priority enrollment if I still need to wait several days to be able to enroll in the classes that I want? I guess the point is I'm more likely to actually get the classes and not have them fill out while I'm waiting for the form to be processed, but I shouldn't even have to fill out this enrollment request. I've completed the classes that they require me to complete. But because I'm a transfer student and I didn't finish the entire 5 series at the school, the registration system thinks I've never registered for that class and have never taken it. Which, I mean, technically, no, I never registered for Bio 5A, but I've completed it technically. So that's where we're at right now. I don't necessarily know how it is in other departments or at other universities, but this is definitely a problem, at least at my university, and I've heard similar things in other schools that are in the UC system. So it is ridiculously frustrating, and this whole system is just geared to discourage transfer students. It's not okay, and thank you for listening to me rant about it for a bit. But this is also a problem that I think is relevant to anyone who's sitting in the situation that I am, obsessively checking their student email, obsessively checking the number of seats that are still available in a class that they want but can't take because of a technology error that is geared to frustrate them and make them hate where they are. But hopefully by the time this video actually goes up, I will have been able to register and enroll in this class. Just right now, it's frustrating. I do think that the university system in the United States, at least, is broken in other ways as well. I mean, of course, there are the cost of living adjustment strikes still going on in the UC system and other things, but as a transfer student, I do see where we fall through the cracks a lot. And this is one of the areas, because it definitely feels like the department that I'm in doesn't want me there because I'm a transfer. Now, of course, that is allegedly, and that is entirely how I feel. But when I look at things like this, my emotion is sort of justified, because why would this system be so broken that I have to fill out multiple enrollment requests for all of my upper division classes if I've already fulfilled the prerequisites, when this could easily be fixed by just making a most recent prereq as the thing that would throw the error? Because if I've already taken that class, then obviously I've taken the prereqs for that class. But I don't know. I don't know if this rant's even gonna matter, but I do appreciate anyone who's stuck to the end this far. Hopefully in the future I will be able to start actually posting vlogs, but in the meantime, I hope to do more kind of stream of consciousness things like this, probably going out on Mondays, maybe not every week, but at least a couple times a month, just to sort of begin that less structured video thing on this channel. I do apologize for any background noise. We did pause a few times in the filming, but this has mostly just been me rambling on about things that make me mad and frustrated. So there is probably going to be noise from the dogs that also live in this house. But until next time, I hope you all have a great day and are not struggling through the hellscape of registration in the same way that I have been.
Thank you again for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell if you would like to see more. And if you'd like to follow me on any of my other social medias, the links are down in the description below. Don't forget to check out thereptilegoth.com for all of my articles and blog posts. If you found any value in this video and you would like to help support the channel, please check out my Patreon page. That link is also in the description down below. And a special thanks goes out to my Diamond Dragon patron, Diane B. What you're doing is really helping me fund a dream here. I will see you guys all in the next one.